I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
I thought of that one.
How do you think Dale saying that Erika Kirk is 8 weeks pregnant and that, there's no way Charlie Kirk would have been the father and it's JD Vance or whatever?
You guys won't believe this. Erika Kirk got so upset when JD Vance said no to her supposed pregnancy that she took him to court. And now this whole scandal has blown up so much that Erika is now saying Usha Vance is trying to make her be quiet and make her go away. And with the way JD has been acting recently, it seems like he's not going to come out of hiding to defend Erika. He's just allowing her to go deeper and deeper into this problem, which he thinks she made for herself. So now everybody's wondering who's really not telling the truth here, JD or Erika.
Well, as you would expect, this post has gone viral. You have JD Vance's wife not wearing a wedding ring. And in the same breath, you have Erika Kirk saying that she is 8 weeks pregnant when Charlie died 10 weeks ago.
As you all already know, Erika has been all over our screens for many weeks now. And everybody on social media thinks she's been trying to become the new Mrs. Vance. So, when JD didn't react the way she expected he would, she completely lost control. And everything reached a breaking point when she appeared on the Megyn Kelly show and tried to suddenly tell everyone about her pregnancy, as if that would finally make JD accept her and their supposed baby in public. You've all watched the interview. Megyn asks Erika about her and Charlie's family and how many kids they want to have. And Erika starts crying right away. But what she said after that made people very confused. Instead of talking about how sad she feels that Charlie won't be around to raise their children together, she said that the very first thing she wished for after Charlie passed away was that she was pregnant.
You did get married.
Yes,
You have 2 kids.
2 precious babies.
And you told me this in private, but how many kids did you guys want to have?
We wanted to have 4. And I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
I thought of that one. Just like whether it was meant to be or whether we'd get news like that.
Now we all watched Charlie get assassinated in the middle of the day, where everyone could see. So the fact that the very first thing Erika wanted when she heard that terrible news was for another baby and not justice or strength to take care of the kids she already has was very telling. And it didn't take much time for people to begin putting the pieces together. However, what was even more shocking was when stories started going around that Erika was already 8 weeks pregnant because the math didn't add up correctly. How could Erika be 8 weeks pregnant when her husband passed away 10 weeks ago? People even began making fun of her on social media for trying to claim an immaculate conception and quietly introducing an illegitimate baby with JD. Now, it's not clear what Erika's plan was here, but lots of people thought she made that public announcement to trap JD in a corner where he would have to accept her as his new baby mama. But that plan exploded in Erika's face. However, before we discuss how this whole thing went wrong for Erika, we need to talk about how she risked everything just for this moment. Charlie had barely even been put in the ground when Erika had already begun getting close to JD on national television. Remember the hug that everyone talked about? Yeah, that was the first thing that made people realize that there was something suspicious going on between them. The way Erika and JD leaned toward each other, where their hand were placed, everything felt too smooth, like a move they had practiced many times when nobody was watching. And to make things worse, Usha Vance was sitting right there in the crowd when this hug took place. But Erika obviously didn't care, because when she later had the chance to explain things after what happened, she doubled down. She said that the hug happened that way because she was feeling emotional, and she's an intense hugger. She even made a little joke about putting her hands on his behind.
I always say God bless you. That's just me. If you want to take that out of context, go right ahead. Again, that to me shows that you need a hug more than anyone else. So if anyone...
They were acting like you touched the back of his...
I feel like I wouldn't get as much hate if I did that.
But that only made things worse because it looked like Erika was ready to do anything to make it seem like her and JD were real. As if that wasn't bad enough, Erika made sure she put herself in every discussion about JD from that moment on. In fact, She made sure her first job as the CEO of Turning Point USA was to announce that she and her organization would be leading the fight for JD's 2028 presidential campaign. And so, after trying so hard, literally risking her career and becoming the person everyone made fun of on the internet for weeks, she at least thought JD would show that he was supporting her. And when he didn't, her anger went out of control, and she supposedly demanded he take a paternity test to prove that the baby is his. Now here's where it gets even more dark. Erika Kirk never said whether the stories about her being pregnant and the baby being JD's was actually true, but she didn't have to, because her actions were more than enough for people to figure that out on their own. And for some time, it looked like it was working. Usha and JD began to look like they were having serious problems in their marriage. And the reporters noticed it. They saw that whenever they were seen outside together or at official events, there was never any closeness between them. Usha would always look straight ahead and keep her hands in her lap, and JD would always move as far away from her as he could. There was even this one photo that went viral of Usha holding a drink and looking like she'd rather be anywhere else but near JD. And that's not something that happens just because of political stress. It got even worse when JD stood in front of thousands of people and said that he wished Usha would give up everything she knows to become the good Christian wife he thinks he deserves.
As I've told her and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way.
And let's be honest, the image JD was searching for, Erika matches it perfectly. So for a little while she thought that her plan to win JD over had been successful. However, stories then began going around that JD would never be able to leave his wife, because that would literally eliminate any chance he had of winning the next election. Think about it for a second. JD's entire campaign was built around him being a God-fearing family man who wants to make America right again. And the fact that Usha was Indian gave him a few bonus points. So, despite how strongly against immigration and immigrants the Trump administration has become, JD divorcing his wife to be with a widow whose husband got assassinated is not something his image can come back from. And deep inside, Erika probably understood this, too, which is why she tried so hard to convince him to stay with her. It's also why she's so angry now that her paternity test plan didn't succeed. Sources who know her have said she's feeling super depressed and crying extra hard, even more than she did when she found out about Charlie's death. And as sad as that sounds, it's nothing compared to what has been happening in the Vance household since all of this began. So, while JD Vance is avoiding questions about his relationship with Erika Kirk, the person who's actually getting hurt in all this is his wife, Usha. Usha has had to deal with all kinds of disrespect since these stories of JD and Erika started. From right-wing influencers calling her racial slurs to her own people making fun of her for staying with a man who disrespects her so badly. And according to sources, Usha is fed up with going through all that just so she can call herself the second lady. She even supposedly gave JD an ultimatum. Leave and be with Erika, or shut down the stories for good and make clear you choose your family. And just so JD understands how serious she is, she completely stopped wearing her wedding ring. The first time Usha was seen without her wedding ring, a publicist for the family said it was a simple mistake, something that happened because she washes so many dishes and gives her kids baths so often. However, she was seen again not wearing her wedding ring when she went to a care package event at Joint Base Andrews in Maryland with Melania Trump. And this time, no publicist could explain it away as just a mommy Judy's mistake. Usha's message was obvious. JD either had to fix things or she would leave him. Now, here's where everything changes for Erika. Remember that story about Usha supposedly threatening her? Well, insiders are now saying that it never took place. Usha never threatened to silence Erika, and she never tried to get her taken out. If anything, it seems like the story was just one last desperate attempt to make Usha look like the villain and force JD to take the paternity test.
I'm just gonna say it, Erika Kirk's behavior is unsettling as fuck. It's not conveying real grief, it's conveying performance. It's giving uncanny valley.
The idea that Erika would even sink that low is not all that strange, because now people are saying it's totally something she would do. And with the way she's been acting, it might be just a matter of time before she tries something even more extreme. So now Erika's standing on this island she created by herself. No confirmation, no paternity test, no threat that ever came from Usha. Just a mess she can't take back, and a man who won't stand up for her no matter how loud she yells. And the crazy part, JD still hasn't said one word. And Usha isn't backing down either. Erika is the only one still spiraling like something's about to break. And that's not all that surprising, because if she lied about being threatened, then there's no telling how many other things she invented.